Three cowboys.
Shit, man.
Talk to me, Goose.
What's up, you fucking
Hey.
scallywags? Fucking hell, we're back. We're back with another episode. Things have changed. We've
Dramatically.
done a few big things coming, man. Big things are coming.
I'm liking this setup.
What? Facing me?
Yeah, and the mic. I think I got your one. I think we
really?
swapped.
Yeah, man. Fucking the house that we were meant to be moving into in like a couple of weeks' time. Found out that it was just riddled with problems. It would have cost about £50,000 to £60,000 just to fucking make it livable. It was kind of stupid even fucking thinking about buying it in the first place. When you think about it like that, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's crazy. So, like, the deception from the buyer.
Yeah, man, that's cheeky. They obviously knew that the house was fucked.
Yeah.
And they was just like, oh, okay, yeah, if you do a survey, but everything's fine with it.
Yeah.
I think they were sort of like, make sure they don't. I think they were just had their fingers crossed that we would get like a shitty survey. Or what the guy who did the survey said is he said that most people buying houses nowadays, they're not even doing surveys because they just they just want to get in so quickly. There's so many like ladders and fucking chains.
That's where I fucked up with my most recent car. When you were like, oh, get was it the AA do like a pre-inspection check on the car, and it was like 200 quid or something. I thought, nah, fuck that. Like, I barely have enough money for the car, let alone a check. And then it just fucked me.
Money.
Yeah.
That's what cars do, man. Cars just cost you money.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's massive. Oh, also, someone tried to buy this house, or somebody put an offer in on this house and went through the buying process like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And they had a survey, and they said, the estate agent said, fucking estate agents, man.
Criminals.
Mate, they should be shot.
Or they're just
public execution of estate agents.
They're just good at their job.
Yeah, they're very good at being sneaky. But they said that when the last people did a survey, they said, oh yeah, the survey came back fine. It was just there was one of the walls was a single brick rather than a double brick, so insulation problem. So you need to get that insulated. And they said, yeah, but that was the only problem with it.
Oh, the estate agent relayed this information onto you from the previous survey. Right.
Exactly. So they're bastards.
Charlatans.
Yes, mate. So we went through this whole thing. We paid £1,000 to get the extra expensive fucking thing.
Yeah, that was good thinking, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because that gives you like a list of costings, and it came back with about £40,000 worth of things that you need to do to the house to make it up to scratch.
Yeah.
But also that wasn't including professional costs, so that's just the cost of it.
Yeah.
And then you've got to pay someone to do it.
Yeah.
Like fucking take down the whole basement, retank it so there's no damp coming in.
Yeah, so
rendering off the walls.
What were all the specific issues?
There was loads of damp. There was blocked pipes underneath the house or at the back of the house or something.
Yeah.
There was guttering problems.
Yeah.
There was the whole basement had to be taken out. There was rendering,
which is where I was going to be sleeping.
You would have got ammonia or some sort of cancer. Yeah, you would have.
Yeah.
And it had to have an asbestos test because the house was so old. It's just like there was possible dry rotting of the structural woodwork, timber frames in the roof and shit. It's just like, holy shit, we just dodged a bullet.
Yeah, so that's the best way to look at it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than being like, oh, we just fucking lost the house.
Yeah. But we fucking, man, when we found out, like, me and Dad was at work together and we just looked at each other like, fuck, man. And I could see Dad getting depressed. Everyone got all their fucking heads down about it and shit. And this fucking, I took it upon myself. I said, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing it again. We've got to turn it into a positive somehow.
Yeah.
So now we just sort of looked at it like, fuck, this is a great opportunity to do something that's not the traditional route of, hey, let's go get a house. And that we can just postpone it. We can really concentrate on doing something else. And I spoke to you about it. I called you up and I said, don't get your head down.
Yeah, do it. I needed that as well. I really did.
And hopefully I'm not leading us down the wrong path, but the more we've spoken,
could be.
the more we've spoken about what we can do now.
Yeah.
I'm getting goosebumps. I'm so fucking excited, man.
Well, it's like you say, neither of us are really, whether we've convinced ourselves or not, it's kind of irrelevant at this point, but neither of us are really suited to the traditional route of like getting a home, getting a mortgage, paying like an extortionate amount of rent to be in London or whatever. So not that this would have been one of those situations, because obviously we would have just been paying rent to your parents, right?
Yeah.
But like you say, this is almost an opportunity to take a step back and be like, okay, so if that's not working, what are the other options, rather than just racing into something and thinking that
we'll make it work. Now we can take a step back, reassess, make a plan of the fucking future and what we want to do step by step, which you're fucking perfect at, which like
love a plan.
Man, you're so good at that. When you was going through that Excel sheet earlier, I was like, how the hell is he doing this with his fingers?
My eyes rolled back and I just let it take over me.
Like that Stevie Wonder on the keyboard. Oh, God.
You see when F1 drivers like visualize their ride, and
that's literally what you looked at. I was looking at you like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Switching. But yeah, fuck, I forgot what I was going to say.
Say it.
Oh, from my perspective, what we were speaking about earlier is that like it caught me in a bit of a limbo, because I was very much like, shit, I really don't have control over my situation. Like, all my eggs were in this basket and moving in with you and Jess. And I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I need. It's almost like the middle ground between moving out by yourself and being at home, right? Mm-hmm. It's just moving in with the security of your parents owning the place. And then it fell through and I was like, fuck, I came to that realisation. Like, I'm almost 28 years old. I'm still living at home. What the fuck am I doing? Do I need to just go and rent somewhere and like just go on my own path, or do we need to stick it out and see what the other options are? And we've done that today, haven't we? We've kind of mapped things out now.
But like, Matt, how many other people do you think are in our position?
I genuinely don't know. I always feel like I'm like one of the only ones.
No, man, you got it wrong. I think it's majority.
Do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
But then living in London, you see everyone from fucking north all the way down to south. They're living in little 5-beds with their mates and like slumming it a little bit, but it's kind of what they...
Yeah, but like, they've done that, but they've got no option out of that.
Mm. Yeah, quite possibly.
They're in that position till they're 40. Easy.
Maybe.
Some of them, not all of them, but of course, but majority of them, they're going to be there, like stuck in that flat share for another fucking decade, man.
Yeah, or they then like move out with their significant other or something.
People can't afford it, Matt. Do you know how much it is to get a mortgage? You have to save up like a certain percentage.
Yeah.
I know they're doing the 5% mortgages at the moment, but that doesn't last forever. Some people, the more you can get, the better.
Mm.
If you can save up 60 grand on a 300 grand house or something.
Yeah.
How many people can fucking save up that sort of money? It's going to take you a long time.
Yeah.
Two of you joint on a fucking mortgage.
Yeah, but some jobs are out there that will support you for that.
Yeah, of course there is. But no one that I know.
You don't know anyone, so...
Yeah, I don't know anyone, and I don't know anyone smart except from you.
And I've clearly gone wrong somewhere.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing, man? I'm only friends with you because I thought you could... I lend some money off it.
Hurry up and let this intelligence kick in.
But, like, your brother's one of those people that would... like, he's doing well for himself, he's got a good job.
Yeah.
He'll be able to, like, rent for a little while, save up a little bit.
Yeah.
But the amount of money that he earns compared to the majority of people that are stuck in these jobs where they're just like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
there's so many people out there. They've got fucking big dreams, and they can't fund themselves to do it. Or they don't even have the chance to to fucking take us to quit their job and say, hey, I'm going to try this for a few months, and they haven't got the savings. They're like constant. How I see them is they're constantly treading water. They're trying to fucking get that gasp of air.
Yeah. Yeah, it is then difficult to change paths, isn't it? So we are in a very fortunate situation in that sense.
But that's the thing, we're so lucky to be in a position where we can take a little bit of a step back, do our own things, while saving at the moment. I know we're living with our parents, but like that's, in a way, you've got to look at that as a fucking good thing. There's not going to be another time in our life where we'll be able to make a lot of money.
But that time's been going on for so long.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. But we're nearing the end of it, man.
Well, we thought this was the end.
And now, yeah, of course. But now we had to. This is just what happens in life. Spanner gets thrown into the wheel, and you've got to fucking readjust and say, all right, no, here it is. Yeah. And we're lucky enough to do our own thing. We're not stuck in these fucking jobs for the rest of our lives. We can quit and do what we say we want to do. Yeah.
Speaking of which...
Tell them!
You need to tell them.
Alright, basically, we're going to...
about quitting your job.
Oh, shit, yeah, I quit my job, man.
Tell him again!
I quit my job! Oh, man, did you see the video that I sent you? Did you like that?
Yeah.
I did a little dance for my leaving. Yeah, man, I hate this fucking shitty job, working in Ocados, driving around, dropping off people's shopping. It's like the most miserable job I've ever had to do. And I'm surrounded by all these people that are like, oh yeah, it's alright, mate, yeah, just come in and do your 5 days and then you chill out, it's only 6 hours a day. And that's what they all say that. Yeah. And I'm sitting there and I just want to shake them. I just say, slap around their face and say, listen, you little prick, fucking step up to the plate, life's bigger than this.
Yeah, but are they really bigger than that, do you think? Those people that are telling you that?
What, they don't have a hobby? They don't have something they enjoy?
Yeah. I suppose everyone's got the potential to be. Yeah, that's what it is.
They've given up.
They've given up and kind of settled for that situation. But what kind of people are they? Like, I can just imagine like a kind of middle-aged man let himself go a little bit.
Yeah, majority are like that. And then you get quite a lot of young people that go there and let's only do it for like a couple of, like a few months or something. You get quite a lot of that going on. Yeah. And then you get like the lifers that have been there for 15, 20 years and still doing it day in, day out, week in, year out.
But not being like, this is shit. Being like, this is alright.
Yeah, being like, oh, right, Mrs. Cush doing it, mate. And they're all fucking like, they all like, it's all like a big... Some of them, they get really close cliques and stuff, and they text each other when they're out en route and shit. Like, where are you today, Barry? I'm in North London. What about you? Yeah, I'm up in Cambridge. And it's like, oh, you never guess what happened? I dropped off this shopping to this woman, and she's told me this, and then I've said that, and that's all they talk about. That's their whole fucking life. They walk in, and every single day they've got another dumb story, but it's exactly the same story. Like, oh yeah, you should have seen this drop. I fucking had to walk it a mile down the road. Drop? No, the drop, like dropping off the shopping. I know. You should have seen this one, mate. I've had to carry it up 4 flights of stairs, and then I had to go back, get some more. Every day it's the same thing. And like, when do they get together and they say, guys, what are we doing here? Like, we keep telling them.
But they don't.
But why?
Because it's comfortable.
But like, how can you settle for that, Matt?
Well, if you're in one of those positions where you don't have the other option to have the route out.
Yeah, and you just need to accept where you are and just go, all right, and this is it now. But I couldn't. I imagine looking back on your life. I know, like, if you can't do it, but you've got to find a fucking way. You've got to find a way. This is like I was saying earlier. This is your life. Yeah, you only get one of them. You literally only get one life, man. What the hell are you doing? Are you gonna our biggest fear, like we were saying, is when we get to the age of 70 and you look back on your life a little bit, or 90, you look back on your life and you think, man, I fucking wasted 20 years of my life working for Occados.
Why didn't I do that and that I said I wanted to do?
Yeah, why didn't I just give it a go?
Yeah.
I could always fall back on that job if the worst comes to worst. It's not like I'm going to lose it forever. To fall back on. There's other shitty jobs out there, man. Work for McDonald's, you get the same sort of pay as what I was on.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is.
That's fucking terrifying. Oh, man. Yeah. But you're out now, so that's all good.
I'm so happy, man. It's like the thought of never driving into that place. Like, I used to drive in, my belly used to go over.
You never have to go there again. That's incredible.
They want their uniform back, but fuck them, mate.
Memento, having it up on the wall.
The mental torture that they put me through, they can fucking buy a new pair.
So what, you rang in, didn't you?
Yeah, I rang in and I was looking for a fight. I was like, fuck you.
Why did you think you were looking for a fight?
Because...
Did you think they were going to be on the offensive?
I hate the job. And yeah, I thought they would have been like, oh, what is that, mate? Or something like that. And at what point I would have just said, hey, you don't get to talk to me like that anymore.
Yeah. Whistleblower.
I know what you fucking cunts do. No, but like... Yeah, I was expecting them to be a bit like, bit pissed off, like, because I had a shift that day.
Yeah.
So I thought, can't you just do today, mate?
Bit of a dickhead move.
Can't you get off your ass and do it? Yeah, so that's what I was looking for. So I just expected that for some reason. But when I rang up the woman that I spoke to, I said, listen, unfortunately, today's going to have to be my last. No, I won't be returning. Fucking hell, imagine if I said that. I'd be like, no, shit.
Today's going to be like my last day, and also I'm sick.
Yeah. I guess I'm sick today, so I guess today isn't my last day. But yeah.
No. Let me take that back.
Fucking hell, man. Yeah, so I spoke to her and she was like, I said, I won't be returning to work. She said, okay. Is there any particular reason or whatever? She was like quite sweet, and I just said, listen, our house has fallen through. I haven't got anywhere to live. I've got to move in. Down to
Did you go through the survey with her?
Yeah.
So there's mould, dry rot in the timber frames. Yeah. She's like,
That's what she was like. She was like, oh my god, I feel so sorry for it. Genuinely, she said, oh, what a shit situation. Yeah, what's more shit? Coming back to work.
Change your mind. You're like, Occado's actually quite a tight-knit family.
Yeah. You guys really like me.
You guys care for each other.
But yeah, so she was quite nice about it. I just said, really sorry. She said, alright, and if you want to bring all your uniform and your phone and everything else with you, then bring it down. They give you a little work phone.
Oh, right.
It doesn't work. It's like when you try and listen to him, you're like, like, you're pushing it in your ear like that. That's what it's like, just to hear someone. Fucking give me an iPhone, mate.
What is it? Like a burner?
Yeah, it's just a burner phone that doesn't work.
Chugging it out the window.
Yeah, I'm going to throw it over their fence, innit? Yeah, you can have it back if it was all worked. But yeah, so I called them and then I fucking got on the old video camera to you guys. So I got off the phone, I said, I'll fucking quit. And then I popped the phone up there and then I did my little dance.
Little dance in your undies. I was still laughing so much at that one when we were watching the England game and you were in the kitchen and we had scored and it was like a minute later, like play had gone on and you came back in and was like 4-0 and just started doing the dance again like it had just gone in. I was laughing so much. It's always the way though, isn't it? I find with like leaving jobs where you'll go in there like and you'll have your backup because it's quite a stressful situation obviously and you just go through the worst possible scenarios in your head.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're going to tell me, oh no, you can't do that.
Yeah,
You've got
exactly.
2 weeks left or something. You have to put in 2 weeks, whatever it is.
You're legally bound to do another 2 years.
Yeah, I'll say I've got COVID, mate. Do something.
Long COVID.
But yeah, man, doing it. So I've been doing it for like coming up to 2 years now, I think, which is like, even that's turning my belly over. Like, I need to have that in my head for the rest of my life. I wasted 2 years there. I never want to fucking go back to that.
I definitely don't think it's a complete waste. I know you'll probably view it in that way. I've done that before where, like, even with my masters, I was like, well, that was a fucking waste of time, but it's not in the slightest. I think once you get distance from it, you
There's
realise.
a bit of a difference between masters and a card.
No, but you can still take things from an experience, can't you?
Like what? Driving around the van?
Fucking-
We're gonna need that.
Don't worry, mate, I've handled ones like this before.
Is that a Mercedes Sprinter, mate? Yeah.
God, she's a monster. Yeah, but like, even when we started talking about that, you were like, oh, fucking someone at Ocado told me about this. I'm sure you could have found it some other way, but still.
Nah,
Even-
mate, you need to shut up.
Even if
You need to
it's
shut your dirty mouth.
even if it's just the experience of being like, I never want to be in that situation again,
Man.
that is a valuable lesson to take from it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the mindset I've got now. So basically, I'm gonna set up like a little handyman business to keep myself going. I've set up all the fucking Instagram, business cards, T-shirts, check a trade, all that shit. I've just got that all ready to go. I'm gonna set up a little handyman business for me and Jess. We'll go out and do that together. I need to get a little van. I'll trade my car in and do that, and then that's what I want to do for now to earn a little bit of money. But like, why didn't I do that 2 years ago?
It just wasn't the right time for whatever reason.
Well, first of all, I had zero money, so I needed some money, and now I've got a little bit more than zero, but not much.
But like, you didn't. It's the same with both of us. Like, you didn't have this experience behind you, therefore there wasn't, and maybe wasn't that
Urgency.
level of drive.
Yeah. Man, do you know what I think about life, man?
Oof.
To go a little bit deeper into it, is like we have to go through struggles,
Yeah.
but I think you have to keep trying these things. So you go through your time of struggle and you give something a go. If it doesn't work out, you've got to struggle again and save up or whatever it is. For people like me that haven't got fucking loads of money in the bank account, which I'm sure not a lot of people have, like if you want to be that person that keeps on in Ocados for the rest of your life and not put any money away for anything else. I know you have other commitments, maybe you have a kid, you got a house and all that shit, but if you're young like us, man, it's so valuable to think this way. Look, you fucking put in the work somewhere and have a dream in mind, set everything up, save a little bit of money,
Yeah.
and fucking quit that shit job and go all in trying something else. But make sure you're doing that background work during the time you're doing it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, you fall back on one of these shitty jobs. You'll get one of these shitty jobs every single day of the week.
It's just it's almost like programmed into the plan, right? You set something up so it's as sustainable as possible, as sustainable as you can foresee it to be. Obviously, like we said, things are going to come up where you're like, fuck, this wasn't in the plan, and you've just got to deal with it and roll with the punches. But part of the reason you have a plan in the first place is to be like, okay, damage limitations, what happens if this happens, or you kind of, I guess, plan for things to crop up in a way, but making sure you have that sustainable, making sure you turn that idea into something sustainable, and then just having that fallback as like part of the plan. Like, okay, this isn't a failure, I just have to do this for X amount of months to get however much I need to then go again.
Yeah.
And just continue.
Just don't give up, man. Don't be like one of those people at Ocado that just accepts the shitty situation you're in. Don't accept it, man.
It's fucking terrifying, isn't it?
It's terrifying for me. It's terrifying for a lot of people, but they just seem to like get a bit comfortable and go, oh, it's not too bad, I'll chill out for a little bit. Like, no, man, this is the time to put your foot to the fucking floor and really start fucking thinking about what you can do and how you can get out of this situation, how you can live more of the life that you want to live. Not you have to keep working for this fucking big company and shit like this. Everyone's like, we know how small businesses are dying and fucking big businesses are just taking over. They can't support everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got to fucking do that little job for now, but have your dream in mind and give it a go. Keep doing that cycle till something, keep throwing the shit up against the wall until something sticks, and something will stick.
It's part of the reason why we started this, right? Because we were like, it was kind of daunting to us in a way, but we recognised that it would be something that we'd love to learn about and we'd love to do, and we'd be excited to carry on.
Are you talking about doing the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, what can you find in life, or what can you seek out that you think you'd be really passionate about, whether it's a continuation of one of your passions already or it's something new. What can you find that takes up that passion, and that you think, fucking hell, like that's making me feel a little bit uncomfortable. That seems like quite a big challenge. And then just map it out, see how you can tackle it, and just carry on with that momentum.
Man, but when you say mapping it out, like, that is essential, because I'm the sort of person that just goes, oh yeah, I'll give that a go, give that a go, and I don't put much thought behind it. I'm just like, I can do a bit of that, I can do a bit of that, I can, yeah, and then that's how things go wrong, man. Yeah. You need to be smart about this. Like, this is your life. Let's start taking control of it. And when you just fucking went on Excel, and when we tell everyone about what we're planning on doing, like, we just set up a step-by-step fucking guide of how to achieve your goals. Yeah. And it took you fucking half an hour on Excel. What we doing here, guys? Yeah. Even everyone that fucking, you sitting fucking at home right now, fucking living this, working this shitty job that you're just not happy with, and thinking, oh, that would be cool one day. Oh, imagine if I could save up enough to do that. No, man.
But we're the prime examples. This is why it gets our backs up so much, is because we
are those people.
Yeah, we're like living that fucking horror film that we think, instead of.
But what makes us different is we're aware of what we're doing.
Yeah, there's definitely
That's what separates us. We're like from the people that just go along with it. Yeah. And the difference between them and us is like, we're aware that this isn't what we want to do, and we are aware that we need to put in some work somewhere else to achieve our goals. Like what I was saying, this is a life or death situation here, because if I die and I know that I haven't tried anything, I'm gonna fucking be miserable, man. I'm gonna have so much regret.
If you get to middle age and you can see that you have those regrets already, it's definitely kind of like, I don't know, it just must be so jarring to be like, I'm literally not in a situation anymore where I can even go and attempt that.
Exactly. But like, we're because at the situation now, 27, 28,
where we can do.
Where we're having that sort of midlife crisis. Yeah. Like, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
I feel like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not getting involved in your shitty jobs. This is on me. Yeah. I'm going to set up my own thing. I'm going to fund my dream. I'm going to try and turn my dream into reality. And I'm going to be happy. I'm not fucking working for any big company, a big corporation where you're timed on things and you got to answer to people. That's not for me. And it's not for everyone, man. There's a lot of people out there that just like, they turn up to their shitty job and they sit in their little cubicle, and it's like having the same chats with the same people every day. Yeah. No.
I mean, it's very much like just carbon copies of what you're saying about Ocado. That for a lot of these places, you just go in and be talking about the same shit, or I don't know, when you hear what's a good example, like hearing kind of people working in cafes being like, fucking eggs weren't in the order this week.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, you shouldn't be worrying about this. Just go and I know, like, that's such a crude example, because 9 times out of 10 people who are working in cafes, creatives, they're trying to get music or acting going or something like that. So
yeah, but you don't need to defend yourself. You're right. These people are taking it a little bit too seriously when it's not even their fucking role. Like, you're talking about the staff, yeah? You're not talking about the managers. Yeah. Someone working behind the bar worrying about if the bloke who's up running this place, he ain't got enough eggs. Let him sort it out. Because I would sort it out if I was the boss of the cafe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
we're taking on to everyone else's things. Fuck it, do what you want to do.
Yeah. Well, the situation definitely suits us where we can do that, and I think the difference will be is that there's like the misconception that we're trying to avoid work, or people like us are trying to avoid hard work. Do you know what I mean? By finding their own thing to do and doing what they love and blah blah blah. I think it's the complete opposite. I think you can very much fall into a regular job as a safety net and just do the bare minimum and just tick along, take that paycheck, and that's fine. I think the hard work starts when you start trying to generate your own thing.
Say it again.
No.
Say it again, man. I think that's the most important thing, because people are like, oh yeah, I've got this job. Oh yeah, and that would be cool. That would be cool, and never get round to doing it, man. When you get that shitty job, now's the time to fucking work.
Yeah.
Like, let's stop being lazy here, guys. Let's not get home from work and start watching Netflix all weekend. No. You got to take control of your life a little bit more.
That's what's made me like stressed out in the past, that for some of the jobs I've done previously, I can just do the bare minimum and get by, and I'm sitting there like I've got all these fucking skills to utilize, and I just don't have to. Whereas with your own thing, it's a completely different story. You're like, okay, fuck, how can I use this thing that I learnt 5 years ago to like grow my own business or whatever?
It's challenging.
Yeah, and that's what's so exciting.
Exactly, man. How many times are you stuck? Like, you are so smart, man. Like, so smart. Like, the job that you're doing now, you're just doing it with ease. Like, fucking managing a whole sector of a little county in London sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, if I was to do that job, I'd be struggling, man. You are fucking doing this job with ease. You're wasted. You're wasted, man. You'd rather do something that you want to do.
Yeah.
And put all your fucking energy into that. Because imagine if you put more energy, like you would, if you wanted to do something, put more energy into it than what you're doing at this normal job. And you're making decent money. You can make some real fucking decent money.
Yeah.
Like, your potential is amazing.
I mean, yeah.
And you know it. You know it. You should know it. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you realise it. I think that's probably what makes you more angry than anything.
Yeah.
Is that you're stuck at this job and you're wasted.
Yeah.
You got wasted skills. You're not being challenged. You're not tested. You're not enthusiastic. You're not passionate about it. If you had all those things and you worked hard,
yeah,
man, the world's your oyster, mate.
The hard work is what gets me excited, though. Like the different streams that we're talking about, however many it was in the end. Like when you're mapping it out and when you're saying all of these different steps, like when you break it down like that, it doesn't really look like hard work. But in the grand scheme of things, each individual project or thing we wanted to set up would be hard work. And I think that's so fucking exciting that we get to channel all of this energy into something. It just makes a massive difference. But when you're doing it for somebody else, and like I'm doing this job in the health sector that's like, on the face of it, you're helping people out, but really when you get down to the nitty gritty, are you really helping people out? And I see this shit where you could like see the tangible outcomes and results of how you could help people, not just the podcast, whatever else we're talking about. And I think, yeah, that would be so much more rewarding. And like, I would feel what you said earlier, like, is really going to stick with me about how that's when you would feel yourself if we were able to get these things off the ground and get started. Because I really don't feel like I've felt myself since probably doing my own thing with Taste Buds. And even then it was kind of like, it was alongside other things, so I think there just wasn't time to do it. But if you're able to set up your own things and just be yourself, that's when things would just take off, right?
Because you're the most happy. You're the most authentic, and you really want it to work.
Yeah.
That's when things start taking off. You're right. You really are right, and this is like a big. This is what I'm putting my stake in the ground right now, and I'm saying I'm not fucking coming back anymore. This is it. From here, me, Matt, we're gonna fucking really push for our dreams here.
Yeah.
And I'm not letting anything get in the way, and that's the sort of mentality that we should all have. Anybody listening should have. Especially if you're a young person, fucking caught up in the cycle. If you're sitting there and you're thinking, "Oh no, it's alright. My job's alright." Yeah, you could be fucking happier though. Come on, guys. Let's fucking get together. Get behind us, man. Let's just tell everyone that we're thinking about we want to do up some camper vans. This is our plan. We want to do up some vans, turn them into camper vans. We've got the skills, we've got some knowledge. We don't have all of it, so it's going to be a bit of a journey to get there. but we're going to be uploading pictures of us going through it all, and we could even go through everything that we've gone through today, like a step-by-step process. People will find this valuable.
Yeah.
Because everything that we're saying, people... I know I'm speaking like there's loads of followers, but this could be picked up one day or another, or maybe if a video gets bigger later on down... Maybe later on when the video... when we get a few more followers than what we got now, and people want to come back to see where we... Yeah, double digits. And people want to see where we started.
Yeah, exactly.
You can come to this video and you'll see.
You always find it so interesting, don't you, when you look back at somebody's journey you stumble across on Instagram or YouTube or whatever.
You big them up to be this massive thing. Like, how are they doing this? How are they doing this? And then you go back and you're like, he or she was just a bum, man. Me.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not any better than me. They're just putting the time. They're putting the effort. They found what they want to do and they fucking stuck to it.
Yeah.
Why can't we do that, man? Well, we can, and that's what we're fucking doing. That's what I'm doing. Fucking not stopping.
So yeah, if we're going through the list of things, so you've got the Handyman Brothers, which will be kind of relocated because of the house falling through, and then we'll come back, or you can just set it up wherever you are, right?
Yeah. So it's just working for myself. Gonna go out there, been working as a carpentry, not full carpenter, but I know some carpentry stuff, and just general things around the house, like doing laminate flooring, hanging doors, putting pictures up, putting mirrors up, furniture, like flat pack furniture, decking, things like that. I'm just going to do things like that, and my brother's going to do it, and my dad will help us out whenever we can, and that's going to be that's my bread and butter. That's where I'll start earning some money right now.
And then we've got the podcast, obviously, which is Concrete Cowboys, which is what we're kind of discussing. We want to be like the umbrella for other things almost.
Yeah.
So that's where everything stems off. And we genuinely, hand on heart, want to take this podcast places, and we think that adding in these other different projects and different work streams, I hate that term, but it's just in my head now from work. That can grow the podcast, and in turn the podcast can grow them, and just kind of create this idea of what we're hoping for, of a community of people that, you know, feel a little bit lost, feel like they've got some idea of what they want to do, but just for some reason can't see the path to it. And we can just help out in any way we can to be like, okay, these are steps 1, 2, and 3. Like, just get it going, and things will start to become more clear, whatever it is. So that's the podcast side of things. What do you have in your head at the moment for the podcast?
Just fucking keep doing it, man.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. I enjoy just speaking, even if it's just random subjects, man.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. This is just fun.
Yeah.
This is just fun. I don't want to build it up to be anything. I don't want it to be like, hey, yeah, we got to do this every week and got to do that. I'm just fucking having fun, man. And this is just something on the side. Ideally in the future, I want to get some guests in, but we're nowhere near that point yet. We need to get fucking better. We need maybe a little place where we can do it.
Yeah.
We need to be more comfortable. We need a little bit more of a following. But how do we get there? You got to start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're just doing it as and when we go. Things will pick up as long as we put in that time and the effort, which I'm more than fucking ready to do.
Yeah.
And that's my idea for the podcast, is where I want it to take us, is so hopefully it goes alongside this RV stuff and doing up some camper vans. I want to get like a little camper van studio, and if I can take that around, and maybe we can meet some other people that are doing vans, or maybe we can go to people that are going off grid, things like that, just things that we're interested in. If we want to go to them, or they want to come to us, it'll be a perfect excuse to travel a little bit. Come on. Do you know what I mean? Like, my idea of a life, that just fits it perfectly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want this traditional sort of setup. It's been done for thousands of years now. Not really, but it's been done. It's been done long enough now. I'm ready for something different.
Yeah, and then so that's the campers, the podcast, and the final thing would just be my PT stuff, which hopefully I can get off the ground at some point as well, and have it offline as well as online, just see what that turns into. But yeah, we feel like we've kind of hit the nail on the head with this plan a little bit, don't we?
Yeah, I think
And we just got to keep going with it.
Like I said, fucking, we're both on these different paths. We're both gaining different skills, and when we was going to come together and get into this house, that was like, oh yeah, finally we're going to be together. We're going to get it all. Think that's falling on its head, rather than being like, oh fucking hell, can't do anything. Let's just move out, do whatever. Rather than doing that, let's be like, all right then, what else works right now?
Yeah,
and we've just come up with something it's a massive dream, it's a massive task. We're only at the very beginning of it, but we got like, it's not as hard as we think it is once we lay it all out.
Yeah.
And if we want to work to it and we want to do it, let's start fucking doing it now. And I think that's the point where we're at. We're sort of merging. We've always had all these ideas. Hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
Like, we've done it before, but we've been a little bit off.
Yeah.
You know? With like, I've had one idea like, oh man, I just want to make a bit more money than. Matt's a bit more like, oh, I just really want to help people a little bit more. But this is fucking there. Do you know what I mean? It's like we're both on the same page now.
Yeah.
And I've never had that feeling before, rather than now. So now I'm really excited about doing this. Whereas where we got into business before, we both had probably a little bit of reservations in the back of our head. Hey, do we have the skills to do this? Hey, can we do that? Now we're like, hey, fucking hell, I'm up for this. I can see this working.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, ideally it would be. We'll find a way to make it help other people as well.
Yeah, but we're helping people. Like, as soon as we do up camper vans, we're helping people live their fucking dream that they want to live.
Yeah, but you were saying fuck the other people, let them all die. Remember, that was pretty weird.
Who said that?
I'm joking.
I thought I actually did say that for a second.
It's not far off.
But yeah, man, I'm just fucking excited. Really excited. I'm like, honestly getting goosebumps thinking about like potential. The way I saw my life going, working in this shitty job, was not good. I knew it would only take a few more years until I'd come to a breaking point and I would snap on someone and I'd go, I don't fucking want to do this anymore.
Is that with the Ocado bags in hand?
Yeah, and I'll just fucking throw them over someone.
What was the worst part about the job?
The way people looked at you when you got to their door.
Really?
Man, they looked at you like you're a piece of shit. Like, yeah, put my shopping down there. And people saw you as beneath them, and it just grinded me every time. It was just like, every now and then you get someone really nice, hey man, how you doing? How's your day going and shit. But majority of people used to turn up to their door and they'd be like, yeah, can you just leave it outside, please? And they'd just like look at you like you're a piece of shit. And
Did that get worse in COVID?
Yeah, it got worse because everyone was just like, leave it outside sort of thing, and they would just like expect like, oh, stay away from me, you piece of shit. Like you probably
shouting at you from a top floor window.
Like, you're outside, you've got COVID.
Yeah.
Fuck off, you stupid idiot. That's how I used to feel like, and it used to get me down, man, because
but
it's miserable.
You're just carrying around that negativity, right?
Yeah, man. I haven't got that anymore.
No. Well, it's starting to leave.
Yeah, man.
There'll be residual effects.
It takes time. I'm still a miserable old bastard sometimes.
That's just your character, though. That's not from a car.
Hey, stop attacking my character, mate.
you were. Is that something you were born with? Just being like a grumpy old man, do you think?
Mate, do you want to fight? I'll turn the camera off. We'll have a fight.
Keep it on and we'll fight.
Nobody wants to see you get beat up, mate. Yeah, I think it's just being around my dad. My dad's a miserable.
True.
So I think I've just picked up from him.
Environmental
I'm
factors.
not miserable. I like to think of myself a bit more realistic.
That's a convenient way of putting it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm miserable cunt, really. Yeah.
You see, with those people though that were like, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? Would you be able to tell when somebody was being like really genuine and was
yeah. But that was only a tiny percentage of people that was actually genuine. Majority of the people would be like, hey, how you doing? You okay? You could see them go through
peasant?
Yeah. That's what it's like. And they could go through the routine of, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? And then their face would change. Their face would just snap off. And they'll be like blank. And I'll be like still thinking they're friendly with me. I'll be like, have a nice day or something. And they'll just look at me and go, And I'm like, all right then, cool, bro. You know what I mean? Fucking hell, I'll spit in your Ocado next time. spit in your food.
God, no wonder they're happy to see the back of you.
What do you mean? No one's being rude to me.
No, I mean the fucking...
Yeah, fucking, I don't blame them. You know, it's like anything. You start off thinking, I'll put that little bit of extra effort in. After a while,
it's not worth it.
No.
That seems to be quite common in like face-to-face services, doesn't it? Like cafe jobs or sales roles where it's face-to-face, or the delivery stuff like you're doing. It doesn't seem to be like linear in terms of the amount of effort you put in. You get something back from the individual that you're serving. It's
weird.
Not
it's like
worth it.
Everyone's putting on an act, and I can speak to this with experience because I used to do sales. I used to go and see people, and I would be the nicest person.
Yeah.
As soon as I get the sale, I'd just be like, all right, see you later, guys.
Yeah.
And you can see them sort of looking at me like is this guy?
You tricked us.
Yeah. And then like, I won't see you for another 5 years because that's when you're, or 3 years, that's when you're...
That's what we put you down for.
That's when your contract ends. So I'll see you then. It's all that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you're building up this relationship, you're being really nice, and then it's just snap. It's all the show.
It's the same with like recruiters and stuff as well. I remember that recruiter that I was getting when I got that tech sales role. He was all pally and like amazing. I knew you were going to get it. We'll go for a beer when like you settle in, blah, blah, blah. And obviously it just doesn't happen. But I can't get on board with these people that go into like cafes and are just so rude to the people that are it's like, it's another human being. Like, do you really think that they want to be there and that they love this exchange? But
I think those are the people, in some ways, not to defend them because I think they're fucking idiots. Yeah,
I think they're scum.
Yeah, they are. There's no reason to treat someone like that. Even if you're having a bad day, you still say, "How you doing, mate? You alright?"
Yeah.
Fucking get over yourself. Yeah. But I think those are the people that look down on people that have just got comfortable in their position, and they look at everyone like, "Come on, guys, like fucking put some work in." I think that's what they're thinking. I think once you probably reach a certain level of success, I think it's quite easy to get into that mindset.
Yeah, like it's pretenders in my eyes. I feel like there's this gap where you've got like people that aren't necessarily well off. They'll be very friendly. It's kind of like level terms. You've got people at the other end that are so successful that they've kind of almost come out the other side, and you've got these people in the middle that are pretending that they're incredibly successful when they've just reached like a little bit of success, whether that's financially or, you know, it's people in Muswell Hill, like they're pretending to be really well off when in reality
some of them are though, man.
The demographic for the most part are people that are just scraped into that kind of bracket. And they think that they can treat people like shit. They feel like they've reached like the upper class for some reason.
That's how we felt when we moved there.
Yeah.
It wasn't ever rude to anyone, but my family are not rich at all. We just moved to the shittier part of Muswell Hill, didn't we? We did. Like,
I mean, it wasn't that shitty, but yeah.
Man, Coleful Estate. Come on, man. It wasn't good.
Yeah, but then you started running it within like 2 weeks. That was
obviously. But yeah, we lived in Muswell Hill, and all of a sudden, like, especially my dad and my mum, they're like, oh, we've sort of exited this sort of class of people.
Right.
And now we've entered another class where... What's going on in here? What are you lot doing? Oh, you go to the cafe every day and shit.
Yeah.
My parents never did that because they can't fucking afford to do it. But
yeah.
They're like, when you see a thing like, that's what I think changed them.
Yeah.
I know that was a bit of a tangent, but...
No, it fits in. One guy, I was working in a cafe yesterday.
Working? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just on my laptop. And it was like right opposite the counter, so I kind of saw everyone that came in. And... this guy comes in and you can just tell from the look of him, he's just like so up himself. And I know it's not good to judge somebody like that, but he clearly was. And he's come in with a dog, and the person behind the counter has been like, oh, I'm so sorry, we don't allow dogs in here. And he goes, oh, well, you know what, I've come out without my mask anyway, so I'm doing it all wrong today. And then just goes, so could I have a decaf latte, please? And just carried on. And this girl behind the counter was just stunned. Like, the level of rudeness to think that that's all right, to behave like that is just incredible. Like, how unaware are you of yourself
Yeah.
and what's going on around you that you can act like that.
Yeah.
You would act like that, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't
you
act like
prick?
that. I wouldn't act like that, but come on, the dog can be in there for 2 minutes.
In a cafe? Fuck that.
What's your problem with dogs, man?
It's disgusting to have animals in.
No.
Yeah, I'm fully against it.
You get out, man. Get out of this
that.
place. There's a little puppy, man. What are they gonna do? Do a shit on the floor? No.
When I was working in Starbucks on Monday, a dog did a shit on the floor.
Well, he was untrained. I don't know, man. I would just be like, all right, whatever. I'll just serve him. But
I mean, she did,
yeah,
but I would have been like, "Fuck you."
yeah, okay.
Yeah, fuck animals in a cafe. I don't agree with
Really?
it. Yeah,
I want to go to one of those cafes where they got all the cats and shit.
it
And
makes
they
me
climb
feel
in
ill, honestly.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
The idea
I
of
thought you was an
drinking or
animal
eating
loving.
in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I wouldn't give a shit. I'll have a cat on my neck and I'll still be eating.
Nah.
Nah?
Nah, it rubs me out the wrong way. I love animals, but why do you need to have them around when you're
I don't know, it's
sitting
cute,
in a
man.
cafe?
Comfort.
It's not that cute though, is it? If they're fucking licking you and all of their
That's the
germs
cutest
and
thing.
bacteria are going everywhere.
Oh man, you think about that.
In your face.
You think about that.
Bacteria in your face. That's specific.
COVID's got to you, man.
Fuck.
Yeah, man, you're like those new people that are like, oh, don't come near me.
That's exactly me.
No, man.
Especially
what do you
when I'm
think?
working
Like when the
cafes.
dog licks you, you're like, oh my god.
No, not like that. But around food and drink, it's not hygienic and it's not really what I want, to be honest.
Yeah, I get it. There's a lot of other people in there that probably think the same. Yeah.
But it's good to have a balance between ones that are.
Yeah, but I know
Allow
you with
them
this
in
guy
and
who probably thinks he's the shit and whatever. Probably like, yeah, I'll fucking do what I want, mate. But then again, freedom, mate. You gotta have some freedom to do what you want.
Maybe.
Yeah. What was he saying? That sort of demographic in Muswell Hill.
Yeah, that they just think that they perceive people as lower than them and therefore can treat them like that.
They have actually just got to the point of being successful. They haven't fucking made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like you get out the other side where you almost like, I don't know, this is just my interpretation of it. You've put in so much work and most likely have come from a similar position where you're almost out the other side, you've made a success of yourself and whatever, that you can like appreciate what other people are doing for themselves, whether it's working in a cafe to get by, whether it's like serving people in fucking Sainsbury's or whatever. You don't have that ego anymore.
Yeah.
You've like got rid of that.
Yeah, there's a whole new level, isn't there?
Yeah.
That they haven't reached, but they push their fucking thoughts and stereotypes on everyone.
It's like those people in the middle ground are almost scared of being found out. Do you know what I mean? So they've got to put on this act and this bravado. And
how often do you see that though? Because when I was in Muslim, I didn't. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention, or maybe I was too young. But I just thought I thought everyone was just a bit poncy.
Yeah, and I mean that's what comes with it. I think it's from sitting in cafes and working so much that you see people's attitudes towards.
Yeah, you're right. You're on the ground. Mate.
Yeah.
You're in the fucking battlefield.
Yeah.
You're within it all.
Boots on the ground.
I wasn't in the cafes and shit.
No. What are you doing? Just fucking robbing sweets from the shops.
Yeah, throwing eggs at people and shit. I don't know. Yeah, man. People, when they get to a certain level of success, they definitely view people like a piece of shit sometimes. But that's not going to be us, mate.
Never.
We're going to get successful and we're going to fucking help people to fucking follow their dreams, and that's what I want to do.
That's probably my definition of success rather than any kind of monetary value or whatever. Be like, how many people can you help with the skills and knowledge that you have?
Yeah.
That's much more valuable, I think.
Success. Let's wrap it up there, man. That's
Good
a
plan.
Good little way to end it.
Cheers, Toby.
Cheers, Matt. Fucking let's do it, baby.
See you later.